Welcome back. This is lesson 12.5 journal. Mean is fair share or balance point. I will be able to identify the mean of a data set and understand that it represents a fair share or balance point for a data set. Vocabulary for this lesson is mean, fair share, and balance point. So we're going to talk about mean is just a mathematical word for fair share or balance point. Let's talk about those on your page 171, your second page of your vocabulary for this chapter. All right, fair share means to divide up so that each item or group gets the exact same amount. So it could be just one person, one basket, one something, or it could be a group. But it's to split things up so everybody gets the exact same amount. Okay, balance point. Balance point is a point on a number line where the data set becomes balanced. All right, let's go apply that to our journal page. So I'm going to tell you a little story here. So 3 little pigs and the big mean wolf. So there were 3 pigs, Perry the pig, Polly the pig, and Percy the pig. Perry was a lazy pig, but he was the oldest. Anyway, these 3 pigs, their mom sent them out to pick berries. Perry just whined and complained, I don't want to go pick berries, this is so dumb, but I'll pick berries anyway. So he goes out, he picks 4 berries, and then he sees this glorious meadow in the sunshine. Looks like a perfect spot for a nap. So he gets his 4 berries and curls up to take a nap. Well, Polly Pig is not much better. She's the second oldest, and Perry hadn't returned, so Mom was worried that they weren't going to have enough for dinner. So she sends Polly out, will you go help your brother pick berries? So she whines and complains, but goes out there to pick berries. She goes out to where the berry patch is, picks up 3 berries, still whines about it, sees her brother over on that nice warm spot in the meadow, taking a nap. And she's like, well, I'm going to take a nap. So she picked a total of 3 berries and goes and lays in the grass to take a nap. Well, Percy has watched the example of his older siblings and is much better worker. He wants to make sure that they get dinner. And his mom says, hey, your brother and sister aren't back. I need you to go out and pick berries. So he goes out and he's picking lots of berries. He sees tons of berries on the bushes, so he just gets picking like crazy. So after picking like crazy, he's picked a total of 121 berries. He picked 121 berries, and then because he was so busy picking, he looks over and sees his siblings over there napping in the grass. He goes over to them. What are you guys doing? It's going to be dinner soon. Huh? Oh, this place just looks so comfortable, so I just lay down and take a nap. You guys, come on, we need to get prepared for dinner, says Percy. Well, all of a sudden, Wally, the big mean wolf, jumps out. Give me all your berries, he says. The 3 little pigs are so scared that they just pile them all together and say, here you go, here you go. Oh, I'm going to starve to death, says Perry. I didn't want to die today, said Polly. Percy's just like, here, I'll go pick more berries. Wally could tell that these guys were scared out of their minds, and he wasn't trying to be that. He just wanted the berries, so he said, fine, how about we split the berries 4 ways? Then I still get some berries, and you still get some berries, and we can all be happy. Fine, said Percy, just split them up. So, Wally picked a total of 0 berries, but they're each going to get their fair share. So, we put together all the berries that they gave to the wolf, and then he splits them up 4 ways, because there are 4 animals. So we're going to add up all the berries. So 4 berries from Perry, 3 berries from Polly, and 121 berries from Percy, and 0 berries from the wolf. So 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 0 is still 8, 2 and 1. So there are 128 berries already picked. But he says we'll split them equally so everybody gets a fair share. So we're going to divide the 128 berries 4 ways. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Minus 12 gives me 0. Bring down the 8. 4 goes into 8 2 times. Minus 8 gives me 2. Or 2. What am I saying? Gives me 0. So if we split that up, each animal gets 32 berries. Now it depends who you asked if this was fair. Wally sure got the good end of the deal there. He didn't pick any of the berries, and he still ends up with 32 berries. Perry and Polly are probably pretty happy that they're not getting eaten, and they got more berries than they had to begin with. Poor Percy. I guess he had to give up some of his berries, but at least he knows he's not going to be ham dinner tonight, right? So, describe how you can always find the fair share. We can add up all the data numbers and then divide by, in this case we divided by 4 because there were 4 animals, but if there were 5 animals we would have divided by 5, 6, 7 or whatever. So we add up all the data numbers and then divide by the number of data pieces. Alright, let's try this next example. So it says last school year, Shem, Ron, Frankie, Wilson, and Rhett lived on the same country road. Shem lived at milepost 2, Ron at milepost 15, Frankie at 8, Wilson at milepost 26, and Rhett at milepost 4. Place a dot above where each student lived using the number line to represent the row. Alright, so we have Shem at milepost 2, Ron at 15, Frankie at milepost 8, Wilson at milepost 26, and Rhett at milepost 4. Where does it look like would be a fair place or balance point to put the one bus stop on the road that would be pretty much centered for all of the students? So we're trying to make it so each kid has to travel about the same distance. Well, think of this if I were to put like a fulcrum under here, where it looks like it would be balanced. It looks like I have 3 kids over here. I have 2 way up here that have to travel a lot farther than these ones over here that have a shorter distance. So this one is 2, 4, 8, 15, and 26. So if we want to have a fair distance, we can add up all the distances and then divide by how many there are to figure out a fair distance for all of them. So we have 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 15 plus 26. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 plus 5 is 19. 19 plus 6 is 25. So regroup 2. 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. So that's a total of 55 miles to split up between 5 people. So if we divide 55 by 5, because there's 5 kids on the road, the average point would be here right at 11. So if they put the bus stop right here at 11, that would be a balance for the distances that they'd have to do. These guys would each have to travel some, but this guy has to travel a lot. So that's how that makes that kind of a fair spot. So at milepost 11, well, this year, Ron moved to milepost 3, Billy moved to milepost 5. Place a dot above where each student lives this year using the number line to represent the road. So it looks like we have a new kid in town, but Ron just moved. So let's see. We have Billy at milepost 5, so he's a new kid. Ron moved to milepost 3 from 15. We still have Shem at 2. We still have Rhett at 4. And we still have Frankie at 8. And poor Wilson lives out here way farther away from everybody at milepost 26. So now we have 6 people on the road. Let's find the balance point. So where does it look like would be a fair place or balance point to put the one bus stop on the road so it would be pretty much centered for all the students? Okay, look how these are all kind of grouped together over here. They're not very far apart. But poor Wilson's way out here. So I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere around 11 again. But let's see what happens. Let's add up their distances. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 26. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. 14 plus 8 is 22. 22 plus 6 would be 28. Regroup. Let's see. Regroup 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So now they have 48 miles to split between 6 people. So 48 divided by 6 goes in 8 times. So now, because there's more kids down here, we're going to put it at 8. Poor Wilson still has to drive farther to get there, but he's the only one out here, so to keep it fair to more kids, we're going to put it closer down here to 8. But you can see how that moved the fair distance or the balance point of this number line. If we're to balance here, the weight of this adds up to this. Look, this is right in the middle, right? So let's see what this is. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. And 14 plus 8 is 22. Did I do that right? Yeah. But because there's 6 of them, that's why the fair balance point would be right here. So it looks like, to be fair to all the students, milepost 8 would be the best place to put the bus stop. Alright, rate yourself on this concept. How do you feel? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Take a picture and turn it in on Google Classroom.